further bolstering economies of the global south, empowering families and communities to thrive. As part of the Indiaspora, I myself have invested in innovative technologies in India that will create renewable solutions for the world. We're invested in air and water generators that will create potable drinking water in rural areas that's safe, healthy, and off-grid. We're invested in green coal, taking all the different biomass that we burn today, including smoke from satellite views atop drilling, to convert that into green coal energies that will off-grid development for rural economies, empowering Indian women farmers to collect this otherwise burning basic resource and convert it into a reliable and secure resource of energy. The UAE and India are fantastic partners, brothers and arms, key leaders of bilateral growth. As of 2025, the UAE, the Indian expatriate community stand at approximately 4 million, making up for a third of the country's population. In fact, as so many of us live at the Georgia often say, Dubai is the best city in India. This illustrates the problem of love and respect between the two nations and also how welcome the Indians feel here in the UAE. The UAE-India Business Council is driving non-oil bilateral trade towards a target of $100 billion by 2030. The nations like India making corridor of March involving $3 billion in assets and management. In 2023, India and UAE signed a memorandum of understanding to establish a local currency settlement system, the LCSS. If you remember, a few decades ago, the Indian rupee was the currency in the UAE, and now that currency is starting to become relevant in the UAE again. Now, this facilitates transactions between Indian rupees and UAE firms, which streamlines payments and enhances economic collaboration. I've been thinking about the topic today, which is 100 ways to change the world. I've been working on thesis for my PhD, so collaborative capitalism with current consciousness. Now, this represents a new way of doing business that profit balance by responsibility towards society and the planet. Because I truly believe profit is for profit, the purpose is for life. As the Indiaspora, we understand that true success is not just about creating wealth, but about creating value for people and communities. India's economy, the fifth largest globally, is projected to be the third largest by 2030. The Indiaspora contributes over $155 billion annually in remittances, supporting families and driving positive change worldwide. This highlights how we always intertwine prosperity with purpose. The Indiaspora is perfectly positioned to lead this change. By integrating current consciousness into business, we can ensure that our success contributes to a better and more equitable world for everyone. There are 100 ways to change the world, and it all begins with one question: what impact will we leave behind for future generations? The world is a canvas, and each of us holds the brush. Today we explore how 100 small strokes can collectively create a lifetime effect, reshaping the world into a better place for all. So let's start painting that beautiful picture. Thank you, Jay. Welcome to Indiaspora. And now I'd like to introduce the man, the force, the visionary behind Indiaspora. M.R. Ramaswamy is an Indian software executive, investor, entrepreneur, corporate eco-strategy expert, community builder, and as we all know, a wonderful philanthropist. M.R., can we have you on stage?
What did you think of the cricket match last night? We took a greatest trigger that ever beginning to the Indiaspora Forum for good, right? Fully in the century, and it will be fast. It's a great start for all of us. I too bring blessings from the Bahadur Mela that we did. Went there, the greatest gathering of humanity. You look at everyone there, what I saw was they didn't go there for business. They didn't go there for reason. They all went for deeper reflection and deeper meaning. And what I witnessed at the Mela was seva. We saw millions of people walking in, but everybody was counting everyone. Kids were getting lost, they were being found. Food wasn't there plenty in some places. People were giving food to others. All I saw there was selfless service by our community. Right there, I mean, that's what we saw. And the day I took the dip, 10 million others took the dip. Right? You can see what that means to all of us. Same thing, yesterday we visited the Mass Hindu Temple. Right? Same thing there. I witnessed so much seva. The volunteers, the cafeteria who fed us, the cooks who cooked the food, the other volunteers who took us on a temple tour. Everything was about service. And that's why I think we're all here today, is because we want to serve. We want to share. And I think that really embodies the Indian DNA itself. Right? So when I started Indiaspora 13 years ago, it was just an idea in my mind. We have to start an organization for the community. But soon, over a year, I found another 100 people who really believed in this cause. And we got together for the first meeting in 2012. And when we met, right, these 100 people who came together really created the movement of the diaspora. And some of those OGs, for those who don't know what an OG is, it's the original gangster. So some of them are here today, I want them to stand up. Where is Arjun Kumar?
I think I can help you.
Watching the comments.
I think I can help you. If you're finding it difficult. No, that's okay. Just asking.
Let's see.
So we have the coverage coming here. He has, if he wants to switch, you can tell him he'll switch.
Okay, let's Chris wasn't there. Was Chris there? Yes, Chris was there. Yes.
Correct, I got your point.
This is like good stuff, right? This is like good stuff. 40,000 people actually were there. 40 people say that good stuff. Right? So,
just tell him whatever.
Thank you, everyone. Really nice seeing you. I'm just not going to screw up. Let me see if there's anyone else on my list. I think that was it. So all of you believe in it. All of you were there, right? But there was some people who departed, who left us. And one of them I want to talk about is my nephew, Srinivas. So Srinivas was the one who helped, for those of you there in the early days, created the name Indiaspora. Because we were talking for weeks on end to try to figure out what should the name be for the organization. Right? So one night at 2 a.m. he came up with a brilliant idea. He said, how about Indiaspora? I said, what? He said, India is in it. He said, diaspora is in it. But he said the most important thing was the little 3 letters in the India, light over darkness. And that's how we came up with the name Indiaspora. But now, he also helped me develop the content for the first forum and so forth as well. And tragically, he died at great age. So that was very tragic for us and my family. So I want to acknowledge that. Also, a lot of people have asked me, how do I pronounce this name, right? So we call it Indiaspora. Some people call it Indiaspora. Some people call it Indiaspora. And for those of you who can't spell, they call it Indiaspora. But I say, what's in the name? Or goes by any other name, you spell it too, right? So that's the way I look at it. Also, over the past decade, I think the Indiaspora network has become really impactful. We have about 404 members of the Indiaspora. As a nonprofit who fund us, there are only about 400 people who fund us. But this is the group that really supports the organization, supports the cause. And because of that, we've been able to build a very powerful platform where we can amplify all the causes. We can amplify all the voices of our community. the 30 million diaspora who live around the world, 30 million across the world outside of India. And you combine that with 1.4 billion Indians, and this is a pretty powerful network that we have. So you look around you, there are several hundred of you here from over 30 countries. We have a wall of flags outside, so I encourage all of you during the break, go find your flag, take your picture. There's a wall of flags, a wall of fame outside. There are over 30 flags. So please do participate in that, post those on social media, feel proud not only about India, but the country we live in. So, the other thing we did here at Indiaspora for the Forum for Good is we created a different model because we see a list of donors, of companies and individuals who contributed to starting the Forum for Good because they believe in this community, right? So it gave us a new model. It's an invitation-only, pay-it-forward model where we invited all of you to participate, hoping you see value in this and you pay it forward for others in the community and in the diaspora as well. So what makes, people said, what makes the diaspora special? And we saw this last night when you were watching the cricket match with D&D, right? You can meet and make unexpected connections with the diaspora. Because our community is all inclusive. We have doctors, lawyers, academics, authors, artists, CEOs, venture capitalists, you name it. Everybody is part of this diaspora community. So over the next couple of days, you can make great connections. You might be a founder of an AI company, you can meet an academic. You might be a doctor, and you meet an artist. You know, you could be a founder of a company, and you could be a great lawyer. Not that we need more lawyers, right? But you might need one. But you may need, a great climate scientist who wants to save the world. So these are all these incredible things that happen in diaspora. Friendships have started here, music collaborations have started here, companies have been created here. Guess what? Even marriages have been made in diaspora. Okay? So Indian matchmaking, forget Seema, right? I've been in so many marriages that have happened in diaspora as well. But the other thing I want to talk about is that Indiaspora has to live beyond us. We're the first generation. So what we have to do is to really leave a legacy and hand this off to the next generation. So what we brought together at the Indiaspora Forum for Good, because we are a force for good, we have brought together about 40 new voices. These are young people with the best of the next generation, and they're almost 10% of the audience here. And they're going to be, what color badges do they have? I forgot. Purple? So if you see anyone with a purple badge who looks young, they're a new voice. Okay? So this is for all of us older people. So meet them, talk to them, find out what they do, find out, how you can help them. And I'm going to ask those new voices to stand up for a minute and acknowledge them as well. All the new voices, please stand up. Thank you. Thank you. So over the next 3 days, I think you're going to forge new relationships, spark new ideas. I think the most important thing is you're going to take back memories that I hope will inspire action. So I think Indiaspora is not just a community. I hope it becomes a movement that all of us can look back. This is the inaugural forum. This is our pet, our dollars. That's the environment we built here. So hopefully over time you can look back and say, I was there at the beginning when this movement started. And finally, I want to thank the small but mighty Indiaspora team, right? Sanjeev Joshi, for a lot of you know him, and all the Indiaspora team members, please stand up. All the Indiaspora team members to stand up. This is what it says, a small team can do mighty things. And I think that's what we are proud of. So I would say at this time, I want to welcome you to the Indiaspora Forum for Good, and let the magic begin. Thank you.
As always, your mothers and incredible. Next speaker I'd like to invite on stage. Raj Subramaniam is the CEO and President of FedEx Corporation. He is the recipient of the Horatio Alger and Proud 2023 Pravasi Bharatiya Samman recipient. Please put your hands together for Raj.
Do you have a second? Can you just open the message for me? I just need to scan a QR code. I just texted it to you.
Good morning, everybody. It's great to see you all and great to be in Abu Dhabi. First and foremost, I have to congratulate the Indiaspora team. And I know it's a small and mighty team, but would join me one more time and give you that team a big round. Now, MR is a closest nation. So when he came calling and said, you should be here, how can you say, to MR? But when I woke up this morning in Dubai and I looked outside, I see your name everywhere, MR. I didn't know you got that kind of call. So, one of the things about today's session is that it's the forum for good. So I'm going to talk about the concept of doing good when you are a leader in business. A lot of people talk about charitable contributions, I'm going to get there. But the first part of it is you do good by doing good. Meaning, in the act of the business that you create, in the act of the work that you do to serve your customers, you're actually doing good for the world. Sometimes we forget that. Just in the instance of FedEx, we connect people and possibilities around the world, and we enable businesses to reach new customers and lift millions of people standards of living around the world. And the point I'm trying to make here is that with so many Indian origin CEOs of small, big, large companies, there is so much good that they create for business. The other aspect, of course, is what businesses do from a charitable perspective. I'll give you an example that we were talking about with the former secretary here earlier. April 2021 was a pretty dark time in India. It was COVID suddenly started to go through the roof. And I got a couple of phone calls, and it was a Saturday in the US, that we gotta do something. And we started dialing like mad. And I can't tell you, Sunday at 11 o'clock, we had a Zoom call. I think there was 60 of the Fortune 100 CEOs in the room. And I couldn't believe it. I was, in hindsight, now I know that all those companies have the crown jewels in India. And the next day, Monday, the repeat of that phone call, now we put at the US Secretary of State. So the question of the US Indian government at that time was, what do you need? It was oxygen. And so people went scrambling, trying to find where to get oxygen. Our money was donated. And people found oxygen concentrators all over the world. And then the question is, okay, how in the world are we going to get it there? Raise your hand. Because we have 40 flights in Peru into India every week. And so we move to about 100,000 oxygen concentrators. There was one particular phone call I'll never forget that Friday night. I was sitting at home and some random lady called me. She said, my father is dying in Hyderabad. I had an oxygen concentrator, can you get to him? I'm not sure exactly what to do with that. But then we created a process that they could bring it to a FedEx office location, and we got it to India. And we got 1,500 of those. So it was a mighty effort that, as businesses, put together their capabilities now do good for the world. That's just an example. We have a simple philosophy at FedEx in that sense. yourself on fire, and you're the one with the fireworks, you want to help. That's pretty much all we have. We use our assets over and over again because money is one way easily available. It's the capability for them to do something that's difficult, and that's what we do. I just wanted to just give you an idea because the world is now changing so much, but because of the size and scale of what we do, we have 700 planes, we have 500,000 people, we have 5,000 facilities, we sell 220 countries and territories. We are able to see what's going on at a granular level on the bottom line. And the petabytes of data that now we create has now made us understand that we can now, FedEx can make supply chains smarter for everyone. Many years ago, before COVID, if I had said the word supply chain to this audience, you were probably the likeliest to start me out the door because nobody didn't get it. It was the purview of the procurement person or finance CFO or whatever. Now it's a global conversation. And so I think we get a feel of how the world is changing, and that's where we are really seeing that things are changing at the ground level. And the reason I bring it up is because the role for India is very, very important. You all might know that India represents about 2.8% of global manufacturing. 2.8. The opportunity for Indian manufacturing to double in the next few years is very real. And I think there is that dynamic. A lot of companies that I know are looking to find ways to expand in India. And it's going to be an interesting time over the next 5 years as to how that plays out. And personally, I'm working on several things, but I see the picture from a unique I'm on the board of the BRT in the United States. I'm the chairman of the U.S.-China Business Council. I'm the vice chairman of the U.S.-India Strategic Partnership Forum. I don't think there's one person who connects all the three dots. And so I just see this dynamic being played out. Make no mistake, everyone comes with the dynamic. So I just see it right now that there's a huge opportunity for India. I see it in our business. Our business grew 50% in the last year. We launched a new flight last year out of Bangalore. It was a full day long. I've never seen anything like that. So I think there's a sense of optimism and real change that I guess I can see. Now, I'm going to put it all together back up and then talk about the role of the Indiaspora. It's a dynamic world. Things are changing dramatically as we speak. It's the supply chain patterns are changing, evolving. Indian economy, as Greg pointed out, will be number 3 in the world by 2030. So that's going on. The role of India in the world is only going to increase, and we will see that play out. The role of the Indian community or Indiaspora, as we would, is then becomes an even more important thing. And as different walks of life, people are represented, the influence continues to only increase. So now, with this forum, I urge you that the ecosystem that the Indiaspora has now created in this community make 1 + 1 10. Because that's amounts to what connections. I think it's the ecosystem that we are now talking about here. How do we connect in a way that makes it more sustainable, especially in an environment where I see that the opportunity for India, the Indian community, and the Indian diaspora is will increase. So I think it's a particularly important time. It's very important to launch something in this forum here, but I see that it's the ground floor of what it will become. And the ecosystem of this forum, the connections that you make, let's make it all a big force for good. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ralph. That was truly inspiring. Who knew there was a bit of TEDx and FedEx? Let's begin with our first panel discussion, inclusive change for the 21st century. Very important discussion. And I'd like to welcome Trika Venkatesh to the stage, partner at Bridgestone. As you know, Bridgestone, McKinsey, Scott Bezos meaningfully dispersed billions of dollars in impactful grants. Thank you, Trika. Please give her a big hand. I also like to invite the panelists for this section. Isabella Sen, could we have her on stage, please? Sohar Singh. And Shali Global Power. It's great to see the first panel is not just a force of good, but a force of the ladies. Thank you.
It's great to see a full board in the late evening yesterday, and many of you jet lag or just starting early this morning. Leading from the last session, Raj said, let's use this as an opportunity where we have an ecosystem of leaders from business, from social sector, from government, policy, and what can be the best beginning of such an opportunity, but to start with something called inclusive change. I know that's no longer the fashion of the day in today's times. Talking about equity inclusion is not necessarily the best thing. But on that note, I want to start with a small story of somebody I'm deeply inspired by. And he's A.J. Muskie, the American civil rights activist, who was also a pacifist across all times. During the Vietnam War days, he used to stand outside the White House night after night for many years, holding a lighted candle. And his message was, can America stop the war? One day, a news reporter walked up to him and said, hey AJ, you're standing out in this cold, but what are you going to really achieve with a lighted candle all alone? And to that he replied, I'm not here to change America, but I'm here so that America doesn't change me. And I thought that's such a powerful and telling statement in today's times, where the power of each of our functions, whether we work at the micro level or macro level, should really be far longer than the road round around us. What each of us stand for is something that I think deeply about, and I hope all the actors in this room and beyond will think about when we talk about inclusive change. We started the day talking about Seva, and Amar was so inspirational in painting the history of Indiaspora. And this morning he was telling me that he wants this to be the difference for Indian diaspora in terms of the vision of what this community is doing. And on that note of Seva, if I look at India, today ASHA workers, who many of you might know are the health workers in India that keep up the health and well-being of the nation, are really the frontline workers who during COVID, any pandemic, or even just daily times are really the bedrock of ensuring that there's safe births, there's good health in society. But can any of you even guess what their salary is per month? Of these ASHA workers that serve day and night in every human condition? No, it's actually far less, it's 7,000 rupees. So it's less than $80 equivalent. And if you're in a more metro area like Delhi, you might get 20,000 rupees. And that's the honorarium they get paid. So I can well imagine what's the need for inclusive change. On that note, I'm very delighted to welcome my two co-panelists, both women leaders of great mind, showing this light candid in their different sectors and showing how inclusive change can actually make a difference. So to begin with, I'm going to turn to Shalini to ask, what is your dream for an inclusive society and an inclusive workplace? And where do you see women playing a role? So yesterday, we all went to that. I was struck by this one who was talking to us about perspective. He reminded us of the story of the four blind men from feeling the elephants in different parts of it. And none of them really have a full view of what the elephants are up to. Because we only understand the full picture if we get perspectives that are broader than our own perspectives. Because we only see one side. And I think that's why it's so important to have inclusive processes in our culture. I'll tell you, when I started at YouTube, we just acquired Google. And Susan was our CEO at Google. How do we shape and you know what we shaped it? We shaped it in the perspective of moms. Susan, mom of five, myself, mom of two, many of us moms, and poor love dads. But our thought was, how do we create a site that's entertaining, educational, provides you news, but also helps our kids grow and grow in a nourishing way. And that's what we're seeing with YouTube. You know, tens of millions, which is what I started with, of users. We are now at 3 billion users. All from the perspective of moms. How do we create a site that's the best site for you to go to? You want to get educated. You want to know how to fix the toilet. You want to know how to create the world's best movies. You go to YouTube. And that's the power of inclusive perspective in the workplace. That's why I'm a big believer of it. Thank you, Shalini. I think there is a lot of power in technology, and the digital literacy of women is making a big difference in terms of how they get included for livelihoods, for health, for education. And with the right safeguards of privacy and also ensuring that they have access to it, I think there will be a lot of difference that can be made. A lot of people that we get on YouTube are people who are currently alive. They market themselves to YouTube. A lot of our nonprofits and have a lot of sectors that come on to really help people understand what we do. So yes, we're always thinking about how to use technology. Moving to Isabella, so she, believe it or not, is the only woman in theatrical distribution in South Asia and Southeast Asia, and also a solo woman presenting in the world of distribution, production. So we are excited to hear your perspectives here. What's your dream of an inclusive society and workplace? Yes, I believe that in this one quote, it says empower women, empower women. And we very guilty about always talk about gender and just women. Gender is not just about women, it's about the men. And we kind of see it in this room. We as a diaspora population, especially in youth, are very proud to represent the but my roots in India, we're very guilty as an Indian population of always saying that, you know, when I get together, it's all about the men together. But you see the men, when we're talking about gender, we're talking about women, men, in work and women are seen that. When we talk about women in capital distribution, I've been very, very lucky in my production and distribution journey to have very strong men who have supported and been allies of me. I have my co-CEO and partner here with the doc who is believed in that. So very lucky to have that. The diaspora population that we are also, we carry in our hearts our diaspora experience, so we have our rich heritage content. And we have our migrant stories, and that is the truth as well. The stories that we tell is very important that we carry with us. And when we tell that story, that diversity that we create, and women share experiences as migrants, all of the women in this room as well. Each of us has a story, each table that is here has a story. That's what we are, the mission that we are creating. The inclusiveness that we need to do in the exchange industry, that's very important. So while women need to be there, women need to tell their stories, we need to see women in C-suite roles, and not just as a token representation, but we need to work as very strong allies as gender is men and women. So I do see that, I do see inclusive stories, I see diaspora stories are very important, foreign voices are very important to share stories. We talk about diverse experiences, we talk about women and working together. Thank you. In fact, there's a big program on men and boys, looking at gender inclusive change in society around India. And several business leaders and activists are really working on societal changes for norms, practices, working at all ends of the spectrum because, women should not be carrying the burden of having change for women's inclusive growth. So I think that's a point very, very important. Coming back to Shalini, I know the tech world, the ratio of internet has actually declined sadly in the last 25 years. But equally, there are green shoots that you see women being more digitally included, having roles not just in the corporate workplace, but also this common place women who are using, social media, other forms of technology to be included and enumerate as citizens, as rightful. So where do you really see the power of tech? And what do you see as the strength to bridge this enterprise and where can tech be? Yeah, that's a good question. I have been at the cross section of tech and media for 25 years. I would say I wanted to start my career as a film actress. Unfortunately, I couldn't be new today. I was actually a child actress. It's never too late, okay, so we can learn next one. I realized it's not that good. And so I decided, hey, maybe I could try to the graphics. And I joined Start Animation, very early on, where we had just started anything with and the rest is history. We produced a full story of around the first ever graphics made full story of a website. And what I saw media was something really inspirational, where bring the two together, create some amazing stories. If you probably couldn't do that back then, in fact, I could look at many things, none of that back then. But even more importantly, Steve Jobs was the CEO of that company. And his big on social, his big thing to us was, no much good technology can fix a bad story. And that is really engaging all my life with technology. Because technologies need to tell good stories. Because without good stories, who cares about technology, right? And that's kind of always been the premise as
If I get this
distribution
back
and
without
YouTube,
anything,
now and as I think about the next week, where technology is leading India, storytelling, it's really AI. AI is going to impact all of us in ways that we don't even know, and some that we do. It can be really scary. I personally think it can be amazing, it can be frightening, but it's really the good stories that are going to get us across and make sure that AI is being used in ethical ways, in responsible ways, and how do we really help our systems understand those stories? Who are the best storytellers? In my book, storytellers are women. They have helped kind of for centuries, the stories that we've been told at home have come from their moms, have come from their grandmoms. And we need more women in showing that as we're building our AI systems, as we're developing the narrative that these systems imply, we have to make sure that they're being fed with the right ethics, the right narratives that we come across as reactive, right? And I think that's the biggest thing that we really need all of our women, all of our girls to really be into the power of technology and help shape AI so that we really be the future that we all want for ourselves. Yeah, that's such an important point. That's not something we can take for granted because if you look at today's skies, most of the design has been done by men. I mean, a simple thing like agriculture, if you look at agricultural implements, the tractors, the height at which the seeds are situated, all of that is designed for male people. So if you today I look at this, for example, in agriculture, and there's so much mechanization of agriculture. For example, in India, 80% of the agricultural workforce are women today. And even men are leaving for better livelihoods to cities. These women are not just holding jobs, but also bringing up children, looking after elderly. So how do we actually design, whether it's technology, to borrow what we said, but also more widely for businesses, whether you're in the FMCG business or any other, how do you actually keep in mind all genders so that the products and services that are designed are provided for a more inclusive society? And I think that requires each one of us to maybe rethink, design thinking in a very fundamental way. Coming back to Isabella, and the power of shifting societal narratives, and your storytelling as you started the conversation. How do you think societal narratives can be shaped or reshaped to provide for a more inclusive society? You're asking a Bengalian reading to talk about storytelling, we're going to be clear. When I started in a family of Filipinos who've been in this industry for 75 years, and I was told not to get into the media industry. So, stubborn as I am, I went into, of course, I'm being a social worker. I studied social work, but this was in my blood. So, I got into distribution and then I got into producing. And the reason I say this is I'm going to share a very short story to tell you why we're doing what we are doing. I met when I was during my social work days in India, in KISS. This lady was in Queens in Maharashtra. She was carrying 9 months. She was in Queens. And she walked back when she was in labor and gave birth to the child herself in a village in Maharashtra. Now imagine this lady telling her story herself and not me obligated as a third person talking about that story. It's about this authenticity of storytelling, of putting the camera in the hands of the community is what we need to do. A project called that we're starting, which is talent in the hands of the community. Now the story is, this is where we're talking about stories. The community, the people, we're watching stuff on our hands. I don't stop believing in theatrical, I don't stop believing in anything that is on the big screen, but a lot of it is on streaming. So one is the narratives in the hands of the community. The other thing, what COVID has taught us, is language agnostic storytelling. We want, as an audience, to listen to look at stories in its authentic language. And that's a great thing. That people are okay to see stories in the language that they've been told, the language that they can express, which is great. We don't need to tell stories for a Western audience in the English language from a village in India or a community in any part of the world. So narratives can travel across borders, and that's what we at Plenary will act in Singapore, from Singapore, any local stories in a global narrative. Look at Parasite. Why did it win the Oscars? It told a Korean story in its original fashion, but something that had a human element that everyone was thinking with. Why did the Plenary win a Golden Globe? Because it was a Korean story about migration. Each of us in this room has a story about migration. So those are the kind of stories that need to be told, language agnostic, stories from the grassroots that people from the roots can tell, but also stories that human stories that that's the thing. But at the same time, one more thing, women storytellers need to talk about their own experiences, women holding the camera. The lens in a woman's hand also can be very different when a woman is holding the camera and talking about her own story. But we need the lens to follow as well. Thank you. That's very powerful. And it's often said you get what you measure and you get what you see. So I think, who holds the lens? What do you measure is very critical to bring about inclusive change. Unless you have gender disaggregated data, gender inclusive storytelling, it's impossible for us to even know what problem we are dealing with. We will be like with life. So as we end this panel, I know we just have a minute, so I think collectively just hearing everyone's voices, not just on this panel, but in our day-to-day work, my dream is really to convert the funnel and have a cylinder in terms of the new model that Indiaspora can champion. And by that I mean, today it's a funnel because if you look at the sex ratio, it's not too bad at all. It's almost 50-50 more studies. India is doing well too on sex ratio. But you then look at the number of girls who go to primary education, the balance starts reasonably okay. Going to secondary education, the balance still, a lot of girls drop out when they go into grade 7 or 8 in India because of unpaid home duty or often not enough resources and the boy child to continue education. Going to high school, undergraduation, post-graduation, if you look at the women in the room. And then that translates to corporate workplaces as well. Or indeed, any high influence in society where women can play a role. So how can we change or dream to make this funnel a cylinder so that the number of women who are being born have equal opportunity to be part of society at all phases of life? On that note, thank you so much for listening to us all of you are allies to our young girls and women going into the workforce. And so thank you, MR, for supporting this women's panel. And thank you to all of you who brought for being allies for all of us. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for that incredibly insightful and inspirational panel to begin with. From stories of our grandmothers to AIs to the lens in the hands of women show us a whole new perspective. Our next chat is with incredibly none other than Lady Sherry, spouse of former UK Prime Minister, but that's the least of her introduction, a leading human rights lawyer, and a passionate campaigner for women's equality across the world. And she will be in a fireside chat with Indiaspora member Arun Kumar, partner at Celeste. Arun, over to you.
Must acknowledge very easy very direct point. You go. Topic of this panel session is contribution no change in the last without revolution. It's been said that during one half the time. We were not before this time, more or less. And in many ways that's true. And it's in the previous time, the various responsibilities that we carry, they do not know that political style. Today we talk about women's empowerment, a few benefits, and really difficult conversation. We both of them have its importance of participation. So, promise hopefully we find time to do that. This is very introduced nicely.
I would like to add that she founded the Sharing Play Foundation for Women in 2017, which aims to support women entrepreneurs around the globe and provide them with the skills and resources necessary to succeed. Those of you who related topics, life experiences, as well as insights into law, on the public service. For career development and social change to make the global community bigger, and many people here as always, whose efforts have been supported. So let me write here. You make a great focus of women's entrepreneurship. Surely that's the way of the power of the Second, can you share some key learnings and make some special stories from the
the reality is, the need to change the world, and we ignore 50% of the population women make such a difference to the world, and in fact, I'm invested in all the research shows is a better determination of foreign plans. And this is because of the intergeneration and multiple effects. An educated woman, invested women, and also the impact of family, community, and wider society. These additional things, it doesn't make sense not to invest in women. As for women's entrepreneurship, the fact is we live in a world made by men for women, and for many women, as in the last, in my lifetime, more women have entered. They have found that they are expected to adapt to a world that's been built with the needs and aspirations of men. Whereas in reality, women's experiences, women's needs are different from men, and therefore we need to do more to ensure that men many women solve that problem by setting up their own businesses, so they do their own. And if you ask what difference this would make, surveys have shown that by investing in women entrepreneurs, we can increase world GDP by between $2.5 to $5 trillion. So it's a huge, if you work at India itself, if women are participating equally in the economy as men, 27% increase in Indian GDP, which we've heard is very enormous. So it doesn't make sense to ignore women and their contribution, and it also makes a lot of sense to ensure that we don't simply say this works for men, so it's going to work for women, because it doesn't work like that.
You make the point that men play a shape world the way
They're going to try, they do.
now you see around the world, many women are present issues that very, very little who started their companies. This is menopause issues. And this is very important to be connected.
It's true, and yet, I spoke already about the research that shows the better return of investment. We've been saying this, I've been saying this for decades now. But when you look at it, actually see where the money goes, a tiny percentage of development money, less than 20% goes on to these initiatives. If you look at the finance market, you will find, as we have found in the surveys that we did, 77% of them find we can't get finance from traditional methods. Only 2% of venture capital goes to women-led businesses. And 2% is not a strategy, 2% is missing. And we have to do more. We're serious about saving the equity return to make sure that we actually look to see why are we doing this. We've done a lot of research in our program in my foundation called Road to Finance, where we work with banks and financial institutions to actually hear their progress to what we are looking to make sure that their workforce and the members are not being influenced by the stereotypes that so often hold back women. Let me give you an example of my own. Way back, if I've been a lawyer, quite a 50 years now. Way back in the 70s when I qualified, master's training as a barrister, who worked as an apprentice to another barrister. And barrister for that was working with the agencies that we only want to be able to see in our business. And there were two candidates. There's a you, a woman, and there's the boy. And despite the fact that even the boy acknowledged I was invested in, said obviously the best bet is for us to invest in the boy. That was the attitude that they thought I go off on a baby. Well, the reality is, here I am 50 years on, I'm still the boy for 7 years went off and did something else. I know that because I married him. So sexist assumptions, beliefs about then they they're always really true.
So one of the thoughts, she was saying, people realize that some of them, I had to work twice as hard where I worked. That's not
I would say the best will succeed. The best man will succeed. In this world, the just good enough man has much more opportunities than just good enough. That's the best situation. Just good enough person has opportunities. Not. It's really going to succeed if the prices are that is not mutual level. It's why it's so difficult when companies like yours have suddenly decided that they don't really in order to get government contracts. I don't think that's the case for the people in this room. I'm delighted to always heard how the fact is that another story about not wanting to be changed by the pressures around it.
so really sort of nice to get kind of inclusive conversation. And something that's becoming less. So what are your trends to difference in
Well, I'm glad you asked this because actually in March we're publishing every year my foundation as a survey. We do a lot of work with technology. Issues basically. This year, thanks to my intuitive and the World Bank, we surveyed 3,000 individuals and members, asking particularly about technology that's linked on their business. And when we asked them about the threats on the difficulties of business, they tell us, first of all, it's the question of finance, as you mentioned. They tell us also that that is a general situation, between male entrepreneur. It was quite interesting when we asked about technology, one of the things they identified is much of the technology is sold in dollars, and if you're talking in Africa, for example, which is matters, and so much more accessible, so but the other issue in references and technology, which I don't think any entrepreneur necessarily identifies is gender-based violence, use of technology and internet to expose people to more gender-based violence. So we found, for example, when we asked them 25% of them spoke how they received threats and comments and so through pornographic sites. Those things. We were talking about women doing business and finding response. This gender-based violence, which often translates into the real world as well. So many women spoke their concerns about using technology because of the way it exposes them to these. So this is a really important issue. The other question they raised was if they are 36% of women surveyed already using particularly for things like going to ChatGPT, taking the description of the course of the website to make it better. 26% of they wanted to use it. But they also they need more help in how to use it. So one of the things that kind of issues looking at now is about programs. How do we give our programs to help more stable so that they can use it?
So mental health is really important for you. Maybe that's important.
Well, one of the main areas of the foundation work is we provide business training for using technology. We provide access to networks and mentoring using technology. We have global mentoring platforms. We have mentees in over 100 global countries, so we identify them through our partners. And then we partner with many women across the world through companies like PayPal, DHL, America, Marshall McLennan, and for individuals who also come who want to be whatever. Second is in the mind of a real relationship with your country. We have algorithms that match the women with mentors in places their needs and their gifts. A responsible relationship and monitoring over the year, we set goals for the relationship. Every year, we just work with the goal mentoring organization. India happens to be our second biggest market, biggest group of mentees from Nigeria, second biggest from actually equally from South Africa and India. And we also, by the way, 12% of our tours. When I visit areas I often meet people on the platform, both mentors and mentees. I often go to groups like this, and somebody wants to be there. It's a great personal way to build a relationship with business. Let me just quickly tell you about Ella. Ella is the woman who has an agribusiness in Nigeria. And that agribusiness works in the northern part of Nigeria, which many people know is obviously the poorest and also affected tourism. And Ella was part partnered with an entity from PayPal from America, and together they work on expanding the business into two new markets, international markets, of business, which takes the agricultural goods industry, helps to improve their seeds in their businesses, and they also diversify their international markets. In the course of their years of relationship, business development grew by 30%, and she says there were 1,500 women farmers in North Kenya whose children were sent to school, who had more food on their table because of the increase in business. So by helping a woman entrepreneur who is creating and expanding her business through the mentioned platform, the ripple effect from her is enormous.
Amazing story.
One thing, for us, very beautiful place.
Thank you.
The first lady motivating us to think ladies first. Thank you, ladies, for your prayer. And now it's time for one of those purple badges that someone spoke about. Gentlemen I know well, and I'm truly inspired by, who's doing phenomenal work. Love to invite on stage a new voice leader working on tackling extreme poverty through his non-profit, Career, landing him on the cover of Time magazine as one of the 100 most influential people in India. 2023, Manu Chopra, we welcome you on stage.
It's so exciting to be here. At Kaya, we are on a mission to use AI to bring accelerated pathways out of poverty for our communities. AI is creating a whole new way of jobs, and we bring these jobs to people in rural communities. So far, I have directly employed over 100,000 people across every single district and every single state. We recently expanded to Kenya. Our workers sit at their homes in our communities and receive work directly from companies like Google and Microsoft. They do everything from the AI models in the languages to fine-tune the elements that you and I use. And here's the best part. These new AI jobs can pay well, really well. Our communities make 20 to 50 times the minimum wage, and these high wages transform lives. I will never forget my first time in one of our communities, and one of the first people we worked with looked at the smartphone and said, "It's here, it's related." Or is the sun god of science to this community when there was no electricity back in 2017. And I promise you, 30 minutes later, she was building an AI model in her mind. The power of a community is transformational, and at the core of our work, we believe that low-income communities are not looked at. We believe that they're not just excellent beneficiaries of AI models, but also excellent builders of AI models. And there's no better way to see the work we do and what to do with the video and get from one of our rockstar workers to be back. We do it. Thank you.
India has 22 official languages, and Marathi is actually a language that is spoken by millions and millions of people. But unfortunately, many Indian languages are under-resourced.
AI is a transformative technology. People deserve to have access to these amazing technologies in their language. Kaya exists to accelerate social mobility and global development by building AI-based solutions to help the communities. Our focus is on sentences within objects of our students. And for the simple task, we may 20 times a day, and that leads to a data set to keep on making royalties every single time we take sets as we so.
I think it is imperative that if we're changing someone's income structure in this state, that we also need to help them understand financial literacy. आज सगळ्यांना आर्थिक साक्षरता शिकण्यासाठी मी आहे आणि आपण ते कार्यक्रम ऍडमिन करणार
त्या कार्यक्रमाने मला काय मला माझा कसा आहे हे मला माहित होतं आणि त्याच्यामध्ये शिकायला पण भेटलं बँकिंगचे कर्ज कसं घ्यायचं ती कशी बचत करायची मुलाच्या नावावर एफडी कशा करायच्या हे खूप खूप शिकलो आम्हाला कोणाची गरज नाही एफडी मध्ये जायचंय आणि पैसे त्यांनी काम लावून द्यायचे असं नाही आम्ही स्वतः करू शकतो मला खूप आनंद वाटतो मला खरंच गर्व वाटतो की माझा आवाज जगातील कोणत्याही ऐकणार आणि माझ्या मी मराठीत बोलले त्याच्यामुळे कोणीतरी शिकणार मला आनंद वाटतो
and that is what AI looks like. Last year, Satya and I had an opportunity to meet and we had a conversation about AI was this Microsoft. If you're a fellow nerd like me, you love the computer experience in your you, and today digitize stories that are on my computers as people who are building AI. In the first 50 hours of time, I made 1,000 dollars. And others will be central communities. If we can change who has better in our society, we can change who has power and opportunities. And we need once in a generation opportunity to end poverty. Thank you so much.
इससे हो जाए ना
Indiaspora has been working with PCE on a UAE impact report. And I'd like to invite Sanjeev on stage. Sanjeev is the Executive Director of Indiaspora and the heart and soul of the organization. It is a pivotal role in shaping and driving Indiaspora's mission to foster collaboration, engagement, and impact within the global Indian diaspora and region. Sanjeev, welcome you on stage.
Good morning, everybody. Hope you're having a great time so far. This is my it's good. No, it's good. Can you hear us at that now? Yes? Yeah, okay, great. All right. So I will take off from where So there are 2 points I want to make essentially about the work we do. The first is we are a network and platform. Now what does that mean? I will want to exactly as a network, we are all of you. We are, as an organization, we do physical events, we do virtual events, we convene, and through this convening, we come about by making a platform. That's the second part. So we are a platform to disseminate ideas, to generate ideas, to create and to amplify. And a lot of this happens as well as moving to at our Indiaspora events and various projects that we do offline. Let me give you a couple of examples. we have done an impact report in the past, in conjunction with Boston Consulting about Indian diaspora's positive impact in the United States on society, various aspects of life, and on the US-India corridor. Today, in the next 5 minutes or so, we are about to release another report about the UAE, the Indian diaspora in the UAE, and their positive impact on the UAE and on the India-UAE corridor. So that's an example of thought leadership that's impactful and that translates into action. There are other categories in which we work. We report similar to sort of philanthropy, which you see is one being used as well. We've done work with new academicians in the United States. We work on civic engagement with other ethnic communities. And also, we've done a lot of work on the geopolitical trade and investment side as well. In fact, here in the UAE, we've convened an IT dialogue. We've done another IT for those of you that don't know IT, it's two eyes in India as well as the US and UAE. We've talked about trade, investment, multilateral collaboration in India as well as China also. So that's the kind of work, that's what I mean when I say we're a network and a platform. Second, we are truly global. And this again, over the next 3 days, we will have 700 participants from 34 countries. You see most of that. And I'd like to give a shout out here. I see Australia sitting right here in front of me. But used to be the chief of the Indian G20 Presidents, the chief executive times when we organizing the retired presidents, and of course before that we had a couple of other illustrious schools as well, foreign secretary, ambassador to the US and so forth. First, invited the diaspora to the diaspora for the India's G20 presidency, and that has resulted in taking a step up into the head of right? So we have several core countries that we focus on. We work extensively on apart from the United States and India, of course the UAE, Canada, Singapore, UK, and Australia. We're building a team. We have a team currently of 20 staff members across 5 countries, looking wide other countries as well. So the global aspect of our work is something that I'd like to really emphasize and I'd like to do. So essentially, that and the diaspora is who we are, what we do. There are some activities that we work on in public. There are others that we do behind the scenes in consultation with business leaders, government, philanthropists. Right? So, global entity and a platform, that's who we are. And that, I think, is a good segue into what we're about to do next, which is unveiling the UAE India impact report in conjunction with BCG. So, let me invite my partner and join us on stage. Sage Iyer from BCG is the regional chair in North America of BCGX and a very, very close and instrumental collaborator in the impact report. Sage is invited to come. So, I'm just going to if you can tell you this large group, the first thing I'd like to do here, this is the cover art for the UAE India impact report that we're doing with BCG. And the cover is really appropriate because it talks about two entities holding hands, shaking hands, lifting each other up, collaborating. I don't know if Gina Raghavan is in the audience, but I'd like to give a credit for cover art. Gina, if you're in the audience, please stand up. Okay, all right. Well, thank you very much for this cover art. If we can move on to the next slide. So, Sage, I know that we've been talking a lot about the Indian diaspora in the UAE. It's 3.9 million strong, as you can see as of now. Now, this is important to know because in 1975, 6 years ago, it was just 5,000 people. And the composition of the diaspora stations that are in stations were told about that. It's 30% of the total population of the UAE. 20% of the Indian diaspora lives in Abu Dhabi. Right? So I think that's an important point. It's not only Dubai, Abu Dhabi, and other areas that some of the Indian populations, but Abu Dhabi is But Satish, I know you want to talk a little bit about last year and the last year.
hand mic दे दीजिए.
I'll just use my
Hand mic कहाँ है? Hand mic दे सकते हो?
is the migration, I think, of what we observed for the last 25 years, from largely a blue-collar population, white-collar and digital population. And it anchors a lot in what we talk about today, which is the whole progression towards innovation. Innovation that is beyond just the oil economy and how the UAE will be able to enforce in that space in the next 15, 20 years.
I think Satish, we were to have one dilemma that we want all our friends here in the media to take away with us, is that really this relationship is at the early stages of unleashing tremendous potential and real excellence across it.
I think that's exactly right. When you think about the UAE and what's next, as a real unlock to, I think, the real potential that exists in this part of the world, as a gateway not only into the Middle East and broader Africa, but also broader the world. So there's a lot that we see happening here, and there's a lot of exciting stats that we share with you, we can actually demonstrate. Not only do we have data, we have
Let's talk some numbers. So, Satish, you want to talk about the trade that goes into?
I think the first thing is that just trade, and a lot of our success is based on joint trade, and trade has actually grown close to 30x. You can see since 1998, a really big number in the last 45 years. A big thing here is India is doing the largest trading partner, and UAE India is the largest trading partner. There's a lot of exchange happening across the border between India and the UAE.
Yeah, I'll add one thing to what Satish is saying. If you look at the chart at the very bottom, in 1998, the bilateral trade between the two countries was about $3 billion. Today, 2024, fast forward, it's almost about $84 billion. And I think it's worth mentioning here that the CEPA, the Comprehensive Economic Partnership Agreement, that was signed between the UAE and India in 2022, aspires to have bilateral trade in 5 years, that's 2027, to $100 billion. And I know that the UAE-India Business Council has released a report on making a substantial portion of that trade non-oil, right? So it's not just energy markets. One big point I have is tomorrow, many of you will see Dr. Tanya Zayuni, who is the Minister for Trade here in the UAE. He was instrumental in signing the CEPA within 88 days with India. Record time, 88 days with India. That talks about the trust between the relationship. And we had him for a fireside chat at the Burj Al in July 2021, when he was talking extensively about the tremendous desire that the UAE has to strengthen the relationship.
So the FDI, again, across India and the US is, as you can see, it's in the 25 to 6 billion range. A lot of that was by large across those countries. With 16 billion coming from India to the UAE and then 19 billion from India. Again, we see this as a clear size, and we want to
Actually, I know when we were talking earlier today, we wanted to make the point about the numbers, the heritage numbers, and what that means for talent from the UAE heritage folks back in India.
On the currency, we take a look at remittances as a USC in the connectivity that exists on the economic front of the country. I'd like to share a few points largely around this innovation. I think first is UAE is one of those countries that is very local.
So I think, Sheikh has experienced this, so we just propose and allow him. Okay, so I think we step down for a second, let's down.
So, ladies and gentlemen, Sheikh Nan is he's outside doing a CSR activity. He will be entering in the next 2 minutes. And then once we hear from him, we will continue with the ECG report on India and UAE.
Hello. Okay, na? Okay. Stuck time. ആൾക്കാരുണ്ട് നിങ്ങൾ
It is my great honor to introduce His Excellency Sheikh Nan bin Mubarak Al Nahyan. The UAE's Minister of Tolerance and Coexistence, a visionary leader, His Excellency has played a pivotal role in fostering unity, peace, and understanding across diverse cultures. Thanks to his inclusive policies, the Indian community here in the UAE feels truly at home, embracing a society that values coexistence, respect, and opportunity for all. His unwavering commitment to promoting tolerance and cultural exchange has made the UAE a welcoming place for Indians to thrive and contribute meaningfully to the nation's growth. All of you visited the Bab's Temple yesterday. I must mention that without Sheikh Nan's incredible contribution and support, that mandir would not have been a possibility. I myself experience Sheikh Nan's love, respect, and grace towards the Indian community. The first ever award I received for my entrepreneurship in the UAE was at his hands, and when I told him that my family and I feel very welcome in this, thank you so much for making it so welcoming and environment for Indians. And he told me on stage that this is your country, you have helped us make the UAE what it is today. So thank you, sir. Thank you for having me. invite you to stage and hear from you. He said no, and we must be done, and celebrated so that we can be seen from everywhere. Go for the celebration, respect, and appreciation of the future of the Indian living here. This is for a very decade, for the contribution the prosperity and appreciate
लोगो मत काटो, वो लोगो नीचे वाला भी मत काटो, ये लोगो काटना नहीं
friends and supporters of the Indiaspora, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. I am pleased with the opportunity to be here with you at this Diaspora for Good, the Global Summit. It is a delight to be in the presence of such a talented and dedicated global leaders. Of society. This summit is a very important event because of ideas and exchange knowledge around the major issues facing the world. And they are very challenging issues. The summit
We demonstrate our dialogue and cooperation within the global community, encourage that the community, new ideas and initiatives that will benefit everyone. Your summit being held here in Abu Dhabi further strengthen the enduring friendship between the people of India and the people of the United Arab Emirates. Your presence here in Abu Dhabi is an indication of the special relationship between our two countries. We have a long history of friendship, as I mentioned, and friendship and cooperation. We share common interests and values, and our unique friendship endures for many generations. Many communities that we know we work in the UAE and enjoy respect and prosperity and bring vitality to our society. In the UAE, we India is very special country. We can appreciate the progress of the people of India as the country becomes more and more influential worldwide. I look forward to continuing to work together in order to further mutual understanding, cooperation, and joint ventures between our two great countries. Ladies and gentlemen, your meeting probably was itself global. So, you have reached out your support around the world to mobilize your good. You are confronting global issues, business, technological, medical, identity, moral, spiritual, cultural, environmental, security, education, and the importance of leadership in shaping trends and direction. All of those issues and more are issues growing out of the global reality of the 21st century. It is our good fortune that we do not have to solve those global issues by the Europe 3-day conference. However, when the summit ends, you will have more fresh and powerful ideas as well as some new and productive relationships with other participants. You will meet other people with ideas different from what you will discuss methods of common concern that see different perspectives. You will have opportunity for networking and engaging with other issues. The knowledge will begin at this summit will help shape your views about global issues. Your lives and careers will benefit as a result of the relation. Dear friends, I am delighted that you are having this growth and education experience here in this country and in our country all over the world. Our country is very vast, accelerating global market that serves over 2 billion people across the Middle East, North Africa, South Asia, Soviet republics, and beyond. We have developed lasting international partnership. We have become a global force for prosperity and peace. We have transformed our landscape and provided a safe and stable environment that nurtures humanitarian innovation. The United Arab Emirates is a land of opportunity. Thanks to the wide leadership of the President His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed the UAE has achieved a great deal in all areas of human endeavor. With His Highness's leadership and guidance, our country is vitally interested in and engaged with major global issues and challenges. We play an important role in the economic and political matters of our borders across the world. The United Arab Emirates, with their guidance and support of the Highness of President, sustained a commitment to the fulfillment of human potential in every worthy endeavor. We are especially attentive to the moral dimensions of our actions. We respect for humanity, tolerance, and nourishing life and peace amongst our planet and our people. We believe that wise leadership and morally sound actions are essential to achieving peace and prosperity for the entire world. And we are confident with always looking to the future with confidence. As a result, the United Arab Emirates has become an integral part of the global economy and society. All of you at this summit have made shaping the future of the world your business. I admire your efforts and accomplishments towards achieving peace, progress, justice, tolerance, and human dignity for all. I also admire the conviction that we all exist in an interdependent world. We must all work together to create and preserve a world order that promotes hope, understanding, stability, cooperation, and prosperity. In this summit, we get the opportunity to raise the right questions and explore the most promising ideas. My best wishes for productive sessions and for the global experience in our Thank you again. Welcome to Abu Dhabi. God bless you.
The India-UAE Impact Report. May I invite on stage to join Your Excellency Sanjay Sanjeev, Amar Swami, Sanjeev Sri Mananda, Sage, and Dr. Tayyip Kamal. Please join us on stage for this momentous occasion.
ಚೇಂಜ್ ಆಗಲಿಲ್ಲ ಇದು ಫ್ರೀಸ್ ಆಗ
May I invite His Excellency the Ambassador of India, Sanjay Sudhir, to please come on stage. It is my privilege to introduce you. Distinguished diplomat whose leadership and unwavering commitment has strengthened the bond between India and the global community. His tireless efforts in fostering collaboration and engagement make him a perfect representative as we gather here today, united in the spirit of the Indian diaspora. Please put your hands together for Sanjay Sudhir.
She may not be in the and perhaps the greatest friend of India and the Indian community. Strong in the diaspora. Welcome to the union, welcome to the union. I think this is a very good start of something. Also, I leave the door to maps to the temple, museum, mosque, and also before anything else, I must acknowledge your contribution to the growing role and image of India. You are not very business, actually you are the past.
okay.
Doing right now. Indian Council. Today, India is perceived very differently as compared to 10 years ago. It's not just India's contribution to world economy as the fastest growing economy in the world. India's role is much. Today, India's voice is heard. India is a factor of peace and progress in the world. India is finally placed once again in the global order where the civilization state. The concept of Bharat, our soft power, has grown beyond just Bollywood or cuisine. It's much deeper now. It's our civilization assets like yoga, Ayurveda, lyrics, mission life, as I launched a few years back. Therefore, the world that's gaining currency is India, the world that's gaining currency is India becoming a
India has demonstrated an independent foreign policy in increasingly polarized world. What we sometimes refer to as strategic autonomy. India has worked with
Only two pictures enough.
it has concentrated its foreign policy, concentrated its foreign policy actually on its own terms. Today, Australia is the largest source of food for us, but we also have the best relations to the US. India has also demonstrated its will to look after its people across the world, whether it is evacuating Ukraine, Mali, Yemen, or any part of the world. India is actually feel more secure and cared for. India has finally demonstrated its role as first responder in our extended neighborhood, whether it is Maldives, Sri Lanka, Nepal, Bangladesh. You all aware that that's the medicine which India is very proud of, and we mentioned in the opening remarks, we provided access to over 100 countries, in addition to looking after our rural people. This was the time when actually countries in the West were stockpiling vaccines multiple times of their own population. Former Foreign Secretary, Mr. Rajan, he was one of the architects of I think when you're here in Abu Dhabi, you perhaps at the right time and the right place. I was congratulated Indiaspora to choose UAE as its first Indian global conference. And as the science said, the United His Highness mentioned that UAE is a place of opportunity. The UAE is certainly India's strongest strategic partner. Many of you have witnessed this from far and near. UAE has actually created itself for the post-oil world. Today, oil contributing less than 1/3. Today, UAE is known for AI, for innovation, a place where global leaders converge, a magnet for businesses, and also global talent. It's known for its ethos of peace, tolerance, and harmony. The Dutch in the Mandir, which you saw yesterday, has actually attracted more than 2.2 million visitors in the first year of the operation. That's the achievement. And it's also the shaken hand has always been the guiding force in the Mandir. When the Mandir was inaugurated by our Prime Minister, His Highness was the representative of the Mandir. The UAE is also the first country to have an institute for the first country to have a dedicated ministry for AI, and that the way from today the UAE plays a major role of contributing peace in the region with Iran, part of Israel, and other conflicts. It's also also hosts the largest sovereign funds in the world, and that's why it's called the capital of capital. And in the last year, 2024, Mubadala, one of the leading sovereign funds, actually contributed the largest AI globally, about $29 billion plus. I think the second in the list was at $9 billion. So that's what UAE has been doing. The growth strategies of the UAE and India are not only exponential, but they also converge. The UAE signed its first ever comprehensive economic partnership agreement with India in 2020. And this is pushed by making India the largest trading partner of the UAE and making UAE India's third largest trading partner. UAE is also among the top 5 sources of AI from India. The local currency rates two major partners was a big step forward in things to recognize citizens. I think we major partners that rely on the strength of the local currency. In the last 18 months, Prime Minister the moment of desire to listen to the voice of this class. Founders of all the marking the relationship, continuity in our relationship. On this, with the signs that are slowly forward from the past and the present, as well as the US is also available. We will have the recordings. Let's set up the first overseas campus IIT. It was in Ahmedabad. When we think about hosting the first overseas campus, another university in the world, also the first overseas. So whenever we want to think about raising overseas, UAE is the first thing that comes to our mind. It's an honor with all of you are here, and I really hope you are on this. Thank you very much. Thank you so much, Ambassador, for that very informative and impactful talk on the strong bonds between India and the UAE, brotherhood from the past, present, and into the future. And now taking my cue from that brotherhood and that bond, to the ambassador whom we spoke of, I'd like to invite Sanjeev and Sage on stage to present the details of the India and UAE impact report. And we have you on stage, please.
Camera one online.
Can you hear me? Okay, great. Thank you. So, Shri, I think we want to go to the slide that we were on just before, the previous slide.
Two other things that I like to add, when you think about payments, I think the one other thing that stands out in the UAE is decentralized finance. And the UAE is one of the few countries in the world that actually has regulated around blockchain and crypto. With that market, $2 billion market. We also talk about AI technology and the way that's coming in the future, and the UAE is a $50 billion market by 2050 in the States. And Abu Dhabi itself has over 400 startups now focused on AI and technology.
And talking about tourism in the UAE. So, tourists have visited the UAE just in 2023 alone. And that's 13% of total tourists and an estimated $6 million and more directly indexed as US dollars. Think about the connectivity between the two countries, whether it's Abu Dhabi or Dubai, with various cities in India. More than 540 direct flights. So the relationship between the two countries goes well beyond the trade market. It goes into the diaspora, it goes into trust, and it goes into the relationship between the two countries.
When you think about really the next generation and talent, today there are over 400,000 students in the UAE that are actually trained in institutions that are run largely by groups who are coming from India. So not around just shaping the next generation, but the next generation to be, I think actually one of the opportunities that we see clearly in the UAE in the next generation.
And speaking of the medical profession also, there are 26,000 Indian doctors here in the UAE and 55,000 nurses in the UAE. So that's another way that the Indian diaspora provides a service to the UAE. And I think in closing, it's fair to say that building on the cultural synergies and the trusted relationships that we have already between the two countries, it is time now to really focus on innovation exchanges and talent exchanges.
And the last thing I think we should mention is that the UAE and the UAE economy is ideally positioned to serve as a springboard to be a force for good, not just for the UAE itself and the work that the Indian diaspora does here, but for the GCC, for MENA, Middle East and North Africa, and indeed for the world. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And now, I'd like to introduce the beautiful video of this incredible video session. Bring what's up in now the Indiaspora and what is it Canada. Recipient of the Horatio Award of the World. We'd like to show a video of Mr. Bring what's up.
Attending the forum. What a tremendous opportunity to celebrate the remarkable contribution of the Indian diaspora, an enduring force of innovation, resilience, and global change. I want to begin by thanking my good friend Emma for responding to his million vision in establishing Indiaspora in 2000. It's quite extraordinary how the grown under leadership. Around the world, the Indian diaspora has grown itself into a fabric of nation, enriching the economy, academia, culture, and culture. Here in Canada, almost 2 million people live, and we have profound knowledge. We have business, technology, acting, and culture. But it is important to grow something of all the government and the frontlines and regulators that impact undeniable in poverty. But the contributions of the diaspora extend far beyond the present. We are united with Indian rich traditions, values, and we foster cross-cultural dialogue, deep faith bonds, and build communication. Canada is an economic and people-to-people ties with India, the fastest growing major economy, strengthened by the very past. It serves as a vital link between our two countries. As the Indian marches towards its centennial and decades to come, its trajectory is one of global leadership of nations and other democracies is already in our and technology to come completely. In this journey, the diaspora will continue to play a critical role, not just as a healer, but as storytellers shaping the universe in India and how India engages the world. The Indian diaspora is more than a movement. It's a global movement. It's a testament to the idea that no matter where we go, we carry with us the spirit of India, the spirit of perseverance, excellence, and unity in diversity. And the really essence of the global spirit is diaspora, and we remain one of the greatest. Thank you, my friends, and grateful for your
and also for that wonderful message. Emma, 2 years ago, we were sick. 2 years ago, we planted a seed on the Indiaspora. And now, like the Indian people tree, is bringing so many people together and expanding. I think this is a great opportunity post the plenary session to connect, network, be good, do good, and the forward. Thank you for being here.
Thank you so much for being a good ambassador, representing us so proudly in this meeting. So thank you once again. Big applause for being here. Two more things. I forgot to acknowledge one more original gangster from the first retreat of Indiaspora. Shaker Garson, where's Shaker? Stand up. I forgot to mention you. Thank you for being with us from the beginning. And one last thing, we're doing the CSR, corporate social responsibility initiative, the first Abu Dhabi Bank had, where we will be packing boxes of food for people who need them during the Ramadan festival that's coming up. So all of you, please partake in that activity. It's right outside the seat of the stall. You can go pack a box of food for people who need that during the Ramadan festival season. So once again, thank you all. It's our coffee break, and let Shenda give you more of the details. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, we hope you enjoyed the discussion. We now break the coffee upstairs at the P1 or the podium 100. I repeat, coffee is served at the P1, podium 100. After the break, we start with our breakout session start at 11:45 p.m.
Yeah.